Hello, everyone. Welcome to Revenue Systems Live. All right, I am Keitha McAdams. I am the founder of SuccessFULL Solutions, and I am your favorite business process automation consultant. On every Wednesday, we like to redesign a real professional service business process and show you how business process automation and AI can transform the way it operates. If you are joining live, I would love to know where you're watching from. So please introduce yourself in the chat. And if you're new here, please be sure to subscribe because every week we're designing a process for another professional service business. Now, today we're going to be looking at a lead nurturing process where we get familiar with every lead before we nurture that lead. So today's illustration will be for a marketing consultant. And I would like to start with a question. Do you ever look at your leads in your CRM and think to yourself, they deserve better follow-up than they're getting from me? Yes, you care about them. Yes, your strategy is good, but every new lead does require another decision, which can prolong this whole process. As in, which salesperson should receive it? It could be that you have certain email sequences you want them to go to, depending on where they are in their process. Should this person receive just educational content at this point? Or should they receive a sales offer? Maybe just a case study. Now, if you multiply those decisions by dozens or even hundreds of leads every month, eventually you're not going to be focused on marketing. You're going to be focused on managing decisions. And so today we are going to redesign that process. All right, guys. Here's what we're going to do today. First, I'm Keitha McAdams, the founder of SuccessFULL Solutions and business process automation consultant. I've been doing this for about 9, almost 10 years now. I build systems that sell while you sleep. And today's episode isn't necessarily about replacing marketers. It's about removing the repetitive administrative work so that professionals can spend more time doing what only they can do. And during this, I would like for you to think about your own business as we walk through today's example, where you're making the same type of decisions over and over again. Okay. Now, here's what we're going to do. First, I'm going to introduce Katie to you. Katie is our marketing consultant. We're going to examine her manual workflow. And then after that, I'm going to redesign the process into an automated revenue system. Now, we're going to look at how one customer action or the customer's actions can create 6 valuable business outcomes. And then finally, we're going to finish by looking at the impact that the automation creates for the business. Now, my favorite part is always the business impact because that's where we stop talking about automation and we start talking about business transformation. And so first, let's meet Katie. She helps clients nurture their leads and keeps the prospects engaged. But I want you to notice something. Her strategy is great. Like, she has a great strategy. The work that's between the strategy and the customer is where the opportunity is. Every lead has to be reviewed and scored and routed and then matched to the correct nurture sequence of emails. So then she has to clean out all of the bad email addresses. So email addresses that have hard bounced, maybe invalid information. and reconcile her CRM records before she can even trust the reporting that comes from all of this. So those tasks aren't difficult, but they are repetitive. And repetitive work is exactly where business process automation makes the most difference. Okay. So we're not automating relationships. Okay. That's not what Katie's doing. We're automating preparation and her day-to-day efforts. Now, this is the process we're going to redesign. This is Katie's manual grind. All right. This is what she's doing. Step 1, a lead arrives into her CRM. So nothing unusual there. But then step 2, she receives behavior from those leads and she decides how interested they really are. Because in step 3, she has to manually route them to the nurture sequence that's best for them. So that can be one by one, like every single lead. And because every decision requires experience, every decision, like these decisions interrupt her focus. Okay. And then those decisions slow the business down. And then finally, she's got to clean her CRM manually. Like even after all of that work, she still has to clean her CRM because her reporting isn't completely trustworthy without doing so. And I want you to think about your business in this moment. Okay. Where's your step 4? Like, where's your bottleneck? Where does your day just disappear? I would love to hear from you in the chat. Do you currently have a multiple nurture sequence selected that selects everything automatically? Like if you already have a process in place like this, where the nurture sequence is selected automatically, type 1 if you do, and 2 if you don't, and then just type 3 if that's just something you've never even considered. So there's no right or wrong answer. This question is simply revealing where your current process is. Now, before I redesign this process, okay, if you would like to discover where automation can have the biggest impact in your own business, then take the AI Business Growth Assessment. It takes about 3 minutes. And then you're going to receive a personalized report that gives you insights and can help you identify opportunities for you to save time and improve your consistency and your efficiency and increase revenue in your own system. Okay, so now we're going to get to the improved automation. We're going to rebuild Katie's process. And so instead of waiting for people to make decisions, the system is going to perform these steps. Okay. So when someone enters her or visits her website, the lead scoring happens automatically. Okay. And that's happening in the background. A score is assigned to the lead based on their activity. So let's just say they come into the CRM today and their score may be 30. But then tomorrow, there's a behavior or an action that they take that brings their score up. So regardless of when that score changes, they will be routed to the correct nurture sequence. So the appropriate sequence is going to begin automatically in the background. AI is not deciding Katie's marketing strategy. She designed the strategy. The automation is executing it consistently and efficiently. Next, she has duplicate contacts. Okay, so those are automatically cleaned. That's what we're doing with this automation. We're automatically clearing out any duplicates, or actually, we are keeping duplicates from happening in the first place. Okay. And then those CRM records are automatically updated and synced so that when she looks at her dashboards, she's looking at live, accurate data. So instead of spending time assembling reports, she's just spending her time interpreting those reports instead. So that's where consultants create value. Okay, so I think about the verse Proverbs 16:3. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. In business, thoughtful planning comes first, and systems help us carry those plans out consistently. And they just they don't replace wisdom. Okay, so let me switch my screen over here because I would love to show you guys a little bit about like how that would look in Katie's system. Okay. All right. So when leads enter her system, so these are her leads, okay? She already has 3 different views that are set up that are based on the lead score. So let's just say their score is less than 50. Then they enter into the early awareness view and cadence. So she's got multiple cadences. Now I made this example really simple so that it'll be easy to follow. We have 3 different tiers, 3 different paths or cadences. The first one is if their lead score is under 50. And it's just saying this is the early awareness stage. And then the second is tier 2, which is engaged. They're a little bit more engaged. Their score is between 51 and 79. But then the third tier is hot. That's a hot lead because it's 80 to 100, anywhere between 80 to 100. And so that's what you're seeing here. You see early awareness as the first one. The second one, these are all engaged leads. And then you have the hot leads. Now, what's happening is when that person download her ebook, for example, they go into the CRM automatically. Whatever other behaviors are happening, they are assigned a lead score by the system without her having to do anything. And then based on that score, they will land in one of those 3 places. Now, if we go to one of these leads, we can literally see the cadence that they're in. You can see here, this lead is in cadence 3. That cadence may consist of a series of emails, okay, that are more geared towards someone who's more qualified. And because it's a hot lead, we want to maybe offer them something, right? Give them an offer. And so this is what it looks like within her leads section of her CRM, but then also when she goes to her home screen, she can rely on what she sees here. We know that she truly has 27 leads that are in the early awareness tier 1, and then 3 under engaged and 1 under hot. But then she can also see how much revenue she expects to close this month. So there are a lot of things that you can do with reporting to where when you open your CRM every day, you can see exactly where your business is, where your leads are, where your potentials, your deals are. And even this here, the sales funnel. This is the lead source. This is how many came in on each of those lead sources, and the ones that are converted and the ones that actually became closed deals. Like, this is really valuable information because one thing you want to make sure you always know is your conversion rate. When you have new leads, how many of those actually convert to clients? Those are important metrics that you want to make sure that you know. And reporting like this can make it to where it's easily accessible. And having a clean CRM that you don't have to manually manage helps. Okay, guys, let's switch back over. Let's see here. Okay. Now, We've talked about her improved automation. Now we're going to talk about the outputs. Like, what is really happening here? There are 6 outputs that happens from the customer actions. Like if they visit the website, if they download a lead magnet, okay, if they just do have simple things like, for example, if their title is owner or founder or marketing consultant, okay, those leads may receive a score, like add to the score, those little criteria. So then that one output creates 6 business outcomes, which includes the lead scoring, the lead routing, personalized nurturing, as you can see here, data hygiene, and performance reporting. And that's the power of designing systems instead of managing tasks. Okay. You're not building individual automations, you're building like an ecosystem. And now you can see what's changed here. This is the business impact. Katie saves time. That's the first thing. We love time. Time is valuable, it's precious. We only get so much of it. So she saves time. She can trust her reporting now. She can serve more clients because she's able to do more in less time. Now her follow-up has become faster and more relevant. And then the result of that is revenue growth. The software isn't the outcome. It's the business performance that is the outcome. And that's the goal. And then that brings me to my favorite slide, which is business owners don't become consultants because they enjoy cleaning data, managing systems, creating tasks, and doing manual follow-ups. They become consultants because they enjoy helping people solve problems. Automation can handle that preparation and the follow-up and the administrative work so that you can provide the expertise to your clients and build relationships and make those important decisions that they are paying you to do. So that is what a revenue system is really designed to protect. It's to protect your time and your most valuable work. So if today's example made you think even just a little bit different about your own business, I would encourage you to take the AI Business Growth Assessment. It only takes a few minutes and it can help you identify where automation may have the biggest impact in your business. And I would also love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments what professional service you would like for me to do the next revenue systems live on. Leave it in the comments below. It could just be a process within your day-to-day. And if you found today's walkthrough helpful, then please subscribe and share it with someone who's spending way too much time managing repetitive processes instead of serving the clients. Thank you so much for joining me today. And until next Wednesday, keep building revenue systems that sell while you sleep. All right, guys.